Hello everyone, I'm Wojciech Komorowski and welcome to the course. Throughout this class we will learn how to make big cinematic compositions that can be used in big epic like Marvel productions and trailers. Before we get started, let's explain what an epic cinematic piece is. These are compositions of music that have been used in films, TV shows, video games and trailers. A teaser trailer is a short but intense form of a movie trailer that is intended to capture and hold the audience attention and make them enthusiastic about an upcoming film. Our role as composers is to compose a piece that can help build up the central theme of this film. They are high energy compositions that require unique approach and techniques to create a huge epic intense atmosphere. Trailer music is distinguished by its use of sound design and hybrid orchestral form. The length of trailer tracks can vary depending on the theme and its runtime is up to 2-3 minutes. It includes multitude of different instruments, elements and sound effects in the mix that can give them an extraordinary huge presence. We call them hybrid compositions because there is a combination between traditional orchestral instruments and more modern contemporary elements. This makes the composition appear much larger. So, in this edition, I would like to demonstrate how I can take a simple concept such as melody with a chord progression and develop it straight into something larger and bigger. Let me show you the chord progression I have prepared here. Great tool for creating and developing chords is Scalar. If I want to come up with some cool, interesting chords, I use it pretty much all the time. Scalar is a fully functional virtual instrument that may be used in any of your compositions. By routing Scalar's MIDI output to an external instrument, you may play rich chords with really sophisticated articulations on your favorite virtual instrument or hardware synth by selecting the preset on the drop-down menu. You may also easily detect the key and scale of your material and come up with ideas that are ideal for your project. You can quickly and easily get inspiration from hundreds of progressions in any genre like cinematic, classical, hip-hop, EDM, pop, future bass, and many others. This is powerful virtual instrument type of guide or music teacher. You should definitely look at that one, particularly if you are unfamiliar with music theory. As you can see, using this genius tool, I picked the G Ukrainian Dorian scale, and it already tells me that this scale represents the world music gypsy European mysterious style. And chord progression I come up with is G minor, B flat major, A major, and C sharp diminished. For this piece, I'm using standard orchestral elements, and the section I have are strings, brass, piano and drums. However, I will also teach you how to add additional parts such as organs, synth pads, pulses, signals and epic percussion, as well as other cool sound effects, risers, epic hits, brams, subs and quarters to truly take this composition to the wider and larger level. We'll go over some fundamental orchestration instrumentation and articulation, as well as organizing your composition in the trailer music style. Let me start with a short string spiccato motif to give you an idea of what will be covered in the series. Now let's move to another strings articulations, triplets. A triplet is a type of tuplet that allows us to play 3 notes in the time of 2 notes. For example, a semi-brief, which is worth 4 beats, can be divided into 2 minims, which are worth 2 beats each. Optionally, take a minim of 2 beats and divide it into 2 crotchets for 1 beat each. However, we may divide beats into 3 equal pieces by using a triplet. And triplet is formed by writing a 3 over the top of the notes to emphasize that 3 notes should be where only 2 would usually fit. When you play it, it has a marching effect. Let's listen to it. More about articulation will be covered in the next videos. After that, we go over section by section on how I create a cinematic piece in general detail. Now let's listen to spiccato motif first. And now triplets. It will give you that strength while also emphasizing the tension. This is the motif I created and started my composition with. After that, I took these parts and extended, kind of translated them into the majority of the tracks that I've created. Okay, let's take a listen to the whole composition all together. It takes around 3 minutes. After that, I simply go through all of the sections and elements I have. In terms of instrumentations, it has been enlarged up to 27 tracks and 13 sections, which have been developed into the different orchestral parts, as well as the other elements that I have created to make it sound bigger, epic, professional, and licensable. What I did here, I took my spiccato motif and transposed to the brass section, which is then supported by the Brahms, bass, organs, pulses, and then long strings with some sustained phrases that gives the majority of the support, intensity, kind of accompaniment. The whole phrase sounds large, broad, and richer. The epic percussion is something I add next. It forms the backbone and gives it the real force, the big momentum, the intensity we definitely need in our track. Okay. Next, I add some extra fancy components like sound effects, epic hits, downers, risers to build up the arrangement and connect sections. As you can see, I have 4 sections combined with a detailed structure. First segment with a tension build-up. Then second segment includes verse and chorus. Bridge. Third part includes verse and chorus, and fourth, the last part with hit out. Somehow I needed to connect these blocks, so I used transitions for that. The first 2 sections I connected with the riser and the downer. Then these 2 parts also used riser and then cymbals crescendo and gong hit. Last 2 sections I used riser, drum hit, gong hit, and then cymbals crescendo again. As an intro, I have piano motif supported by modern bass sound and organs, as well as Brahms and epic trailer hits. This is my kind of guideline or template for constructing up trailer tracks. Keep your track under 3 minutes long, put different components into your track every time you repeat a verse, chorus, or build-up. For example, new instrument, drum pattern change, new sound effects, or the melody's higher pitch. Make sure your intro immediately attracts the attention of your audience, and no fade-ins. Okay, this is what we will be covering in this class, and now let's dive in and go over in more detail. In the next video, we will look at what plugins, instruments, and software you may need, as well as techniques and frameworks to produce better, more professional stuff. I will see you in the next lecture.